3 Life Lessons from Roger Federer. Roger Federer, one of the greatest tennis players of all time, delivered a commencement address at Dartmouth College, US, last year. His speech used simple yet inspiring words that deeply touched many people. Let's look at 3 lessons he shared with the class of 2024 graduates. Lesson 1. Effortless is a myth. Federer talked about how people often described his playing style as effortless, which used to upset him. The truth is, I had to work very hard to make it look easy, he said. He shared how, early on in his career, he struggled to stay calm and often lost focus. It was only after a player questioned his mental discipline that he realized he had more work to do. So I started training harder. A lot harder. But then I realized, winning effortlessly is the ultimate achievement. Federer also emphasized that being talented has a broad meaning. Most of the time, it's not about having a gift. It's about having grit. Like in life, discipline is also a talent, and so is patience.
Hey and welcome everyone to English for You. I'm Adam.
And I'm Elsie.
And today, everyone, we're diving into some wisdom from a tennis god. Can you guess what god I'm talking about?
Roger Federer.
Very good, Roger Federer. And he's got some life lessons that just might change how you look at success.
所以我们今天要说的是 3 life lessons from Roger Federer, 费德勒给毕业生的网球人生课. So let's just say he doesn't exactly agree with the idea of things being effortless or easy.
Definitely. So hang out with us, everyone, to see what he has to say, and just maybe you might walk away with a few new ideas for your own life. Let's begin. Roger Federer, one of the greatest tennis players of all time, delivered a commencement address at Dartmouth College, US, last year. And there, everyone, we see the phrase "of all time," which refers to the best or the most significant throughout history. So an example we could use would be, this movie is definitely one of my favorite comedies of all time.
Of all time 这个片语呢是有史以来，我们也可以把它换成像是 in history 在历史上，好，或是 throughout history 跨越历史。那 Roger Federer 他是史上最伟大的网球选手之一。去年呢，在美国 Dartmouth 学院发表了毕业典礼演说。毕业典礼呢可以是 commencement， 然后后方的 address 可以是一个演说致辞，所以 commencement address 那就是毕业典礼致辞演说。那接下来呢，我们来探讨一下在他的 speech 里面他说了什么。
Right, and a lot of times getting back to greatest or of all time, a lot of times we'll see it in the news or in sports because we'll say, oh, he or she is the GOAT. Now, do I mean goat like a billy goat? No, I mean greatest of all time.
Oh, so we could say Roger Federer is a GOAT?
Yeah, we could say he's the GOAT, just like we could say Michael Jordan is the GOAT of basketball, the greatest of all time. And a lot of native speakers will use that when they're talking about their favorite or their greatest player of something of all time. Now, getting back to his speech and telling these students, I wonder what he said. Well, our article says his speech used simple yet inspiring words that deeply touched many people.
那在这边呢，我们看到今天的文法重点 Let's take a look. 在今天的 Language in Focus 当中，我们要来说到的是 yet 这个单字的不同用法。第一个 yet 可以作为连接词，那就可以表达然而或是却的这种转折语气，和 but 还有 though 这些连接词的意思是相近的。所以课文里面的句子呢，我们就可以把它翻译为他的演讲使用了简单却鼓舞人心的语言，深深感动了许多人。那另外给同学们一个例句就是呢 The task seemed difficult, yet she completed it on time. 这个任务看起来很困难，然而她按时完成了。 那第二个 yet 还可以作为副词来使用，那有以下两种常见的用法。第一个就是呢，表示尚未或是已经的意思，多用于否定句或是疑问句，通常是置于句尾的，像是呢 I haven't finished my homework yet， 我还没有完成作业，或者是这样的问句 Have you eaten yet？ 你吃过了吗？那另外呢，还可以表示至今最点点点的意思哦，因此呢，在句子里面多会出现最高级的用法。For example, this is the best meal I've had yet. 这是我至今吃过最好的一餐。
All right, everyone. Now let's look at 3 lessons he shared with the class of 2024 graduates. Graduate is a person who has finished their studies and received a diploma or a degree. So an example we could say is after 4 years of hard work, Maria became a graduate of the university and was excited to start her new career.
Graduate 这边当作名词使用哦，指的是毕业生，所以当我们说大学毕业生的话，那就是 college graduate。那大学毕业之后呢，有人会选择要就读研究所，研究所的英文是 graduate school。那你到研究所里面成为了一位研究生，那英文就是 graduate student。那另外呢 graduate 也可以当动词使用，就是毕业的意思了。当我们说毕业于某个学校，我们就可以说 graduate from 后面加上学校名称。所以像是 She will graduate from university next month， 她将于下个月从大学毕业。
All right, so let's take now a look at one of the lessons that he shared with these graduates. It says, Lesson 1, effortless is a myth.
我们知道 effort 是努力 effortless 字尾加上 less 那就变成形容词不费力的轻松的。那 myth 指的是迷思或是错误观点，所以这边的 lesson 1 第一课是轻松是个 myth 迷思。 Interesting.
Yeah, it's a myth.
What is this lesson about?
Well, Federer talked about how people often described his playing style as effortless, which used to upset him. So going back, it seemed like when people would talk about his tennis game, they would say, oh, he plays so smoothly and effortlessly. It's not like he's even trying. And we find out that that made him angry. It upset him. And there we see the verb upset, which is to make someone feel sad, angry, or worried. So an example would be, the news of the canceled event upset everyone, and they started looking for alternatives to have fun.
Upset 在这边当动词使用是使难过、使生气、使烦恼，它的三态是同形的哦。那另外呢 upset 也可以当作形容词使用，那就是指心情不愉快的啦，沮丧或是生气，像是 feel upset 那就是感到难过不开心， be upset about something 那就是因某事而不高兴。课文说到呢，费德勒谈到人们常常将他的打球风格形容为轻松自如，这曾经是让他感到不开心不悦的。
All right, getting back to our article, it says he wasn't happy about, people always assuming that what he did was easy. So he says, the truth is, I had to work very hard to make it look easy, he said.
是，我必须非常努力才能让这件事情看起来很轻松。好，这是费德勒的说法。
Continuing, he shared how early on in his career he struggled to stay calm and often lost focus. And there, everyone, we see early on, which is a phrase, it refers to a time that is at the beginning of something. So an example would be, early on in the conversation, I realized we had a lot in common. We also see the noun career, which is a job or profession that someone does for a long time. An example would be, Jessica decided to follow a career in medicine, aiming to become a doctor and to help others.
好，整理一下，首先看到的片语 early on 是在初期或是在开始不久的时候。那另外这个名词 career 指的是一个人的生涯、事业或是职业，所以费德勒呢，他就分享了自己在职业生涯初期是如何努力保持冷静，并且常常都会发生一件事情，就是他会失去专注。好，所以要保持冷静对他来说也是不简单的。So he struggled to stay calm.
Right. I think usually when we're doing something for the first couple times, we're not used to it. It's hard to do that. And our article says it was only after a player questioned his mental discipline that he realized he had more work to do. And there we see the adjective mental. So a player questioned his mental discipline. Mental is an adjective. It's related to the mind or a psychological state. An example would be, Jamie appreciated the name tags because she didn't have the mental energy to remember so many new names.
Mental 这个形容词是精神的或是心理的。那在课文里面呢，用来形容 discipline 这个字是自制力或是纪律。所以这边说到啊，直到有一位球员质疑这个费德勒的心理纪律，费德勒才意识到说自己还有更多的努力要付出。
Yeah, it's hard work to work on that mental discipline. It makes you a better player over time. So his playing isn't effortless. He had to work for it that we're learning throughout this lesson number 1. It goes back to saying, so I started training harder, a lot harder, but then I realized winning effortlessly is the ultimate achievement. And there we see the noun achievement, which is a successful result that is gained by effort, skill, or courage. An example would be, winning the science fair was one of his greatest achievements, and he felt proud of all his hard work.
Achievement 这个名词是成就或是成绩，那你把字尾的 ment 拿掉， achieve 就是它的动词形式，代表的是达成达到。那另外呢，我们看到 ultimate achievement，那就是指人们所追求的最终最顶尖的成果，所以 ultimate 这个形容词可以把它解释为最好的或是绝顶的。所以费德勒就说到啦，所以我就开始更努力的训练得更刻苦，但后来我意识到说轻松获胜才是最终的成就。
Yeah, but if I was a student listening to, him speaking, I would also think, well, this guy's amazing. He's also really talented at tennis.And
he's hardworking.
Exactly. And that's what the article says next. It says, Federer also emphasized that being talented has a broad meaning. There we see the word talented, which is an adjective. It's having a natural ability to do something well. An example would be, she is a natural or she is a talented singer and has performed in many concerts around the world.Talented
这个形容词就是有才华的，有天赋的。那我们可以用来形容很多很多的名词，像是 a talented musician， 那就是一个非常有天赋、有才华的音乐家。或者像这边我们可以用 talented 来形容费德勒是一位 a talented athlete， 一个非常有天赋、有才华的运动员。那费德勒这边也强调说，拥有才华是一个有着广泛意义的内容。
So I've known a lot of people, Elsie, that have been talented at, let's say, something, but they've never reached that level of greatness. And that's where Federer kind of makes a point in this last sentence that he's talking about. He says, most of the time, it's not about having a gift. It's about having grit. Like in life, discipline is also a talent, and so is patience.
Oh, so not only does he have the talent, he also has grit.
Grit, which is hard work, means you have discipline. And there we also see in that sentence the word talent, which is a natural ability or skill to do something well. So an example using that, we could say his talents or his talent for painting was obvious from a young age, and he quickly became known for his beautiful landscapes.
Talent 就是名词天赋或才能，那刚刚看到的 talented 是个形容词，两个呢是不一样的词性。那另外呢，我们刚刚讲到这个费德勒说呢，这整件事情不是关于拥有天赋，而是关于拥有毅力。毅力这个字呢，我们用到 grit 这个名词。所以再说一遍呢，他最后就说，大多数的时候，这不是关于拥有天赋，是关于拥有毅力。就像是在人生当中呢，纪律 discipline 也是一种才华，那耐心也是。好啦，那这个就是他的 Lesson 1第一课。不想错过更多精彩的 English for You 内容，就赶快订阅我们的 YouTube channel， 还有追踪 Facebook。
All right, our For You check question is this, everyone. Have you ever met someone who taught you an important lesson. Who were they and what did you learn from them?
Oh, a person that taught me an important lesson was my aunt.
Okay, what did you learn from your aunt?
I learned from her that it's important to be patient
Oh, yeah.
and not rush things.
Smart.
She always said, good things come to those who wait. And it's a lesson I will remember every day.
Yeah, sometimes we think we're such in a rush to win or to get to the finish line that we're not really enjoying the process.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think someone who taught me an important lesson was my mom and dad. I mean, I learned from them that hard work and kindness go a long way in life. They always told me that no matter what you do, or if you succeed in something, treat people with respect and put effort into it, and then naturally things will kind of fall into place.
Oh, no wonder you're such a kind guy.
Oh, we'll see about that. But overall, I think Federer in his first lesson, playing effortlessly is not as easy as it looks. You're not seeing what he did to make it look effortlessly with all the hard work, the grit, and other talents that go into it. So everyone, continue for next time to see what we'll learn more about the lessons that Roger Federer will share. For English for You, I'm Adam.
I'm Elsie.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Graduate. As a graduate from a top university, Hans had several job offers from big companies. Upset. Jill said some very rude things to Thomas, and that really upset him. Career. Jack started his teaching career at a small school in Sanxia. Now he's a principal at a school in Taipei. Mental. While it's important to look after your body, it's important to take care of your mental health too. Achievement. Writing a whole book was one of Beverly's great achievements from this past year. Talented. Peter has always been very talented at playing the piano. His teacher is proud of him.
字彙小补帖
Commencement address. Myth. Discipline. Ultimate. Grit.